going to work. I don't know what's going on here. I started it, I was talking, nobody was here, and then it just stopped. So let's see if this is going to work or not, because apparently I messed something up. There it goes. I just got the notification. And let's see if it starts to play. I have an ad, so it's starting to work. I don't know what happened. Hi, Misty. You're the first one here. Hi, Carla. Heather, that was a fast shower. I don't know what was going on. Like, hi, Carol. I started to, I hit go live and I was sitting there talking. It said I was live for probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. And I don't know what happened. Hi, Ida. Hi, Barbara. I'm going to assume that's short for gumdrop. Hello. Hi, Sharon. Lab. Laura. Melody. Hello, everyone. Pacino. Debbie. Kimberly. Hi. So I'm going to try to make something a little harder than I usually do. Hi, Sherry. Tonight. I mean, it's still an easy pattern, but it's like I have to pay more attention than what I normally do. Hi, Emily. And I printed out, took a screenshot and printed it out from Instagram. So, this is what we're going to make. Now, these are 16 millimeter eyes, but I think they're too small. So I'm not sure if I should use 18s or 20s. And Heather, I know you'll say 20s. So I have them both sizes sitting here. And then we'll test it out and you guys will be able to help me decide whether to use 18 or 20. So, yeah. But yeah, this one's, I was thinking maybe use these to replace the little, egg-shaped mini birds. Y'all are already saying 20. Let's see. This one, it's not going to have a color disc in it. We'll stick it in the back of his head. That's a 20, but of course it would be squished in more. Well, we'll see. We'll see when we get there, if we make it that far. You're so over mini birds. Well, this is a little, this at least has some shape, Heather. So, I don't know. I thought it was cute. I've had it saved for a long time. I've just never tried it. So, I already made the two little wings. They're easy. Heather, in case anybody wants to know, I showed you what pattern I was doing earlier. Could you link that in the chat and I can pin it to the top? Please. Thank you. So I'm on a mission to use up all these pieces. Everybody's saying 20s. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm on a mission to use up these little pieces. So, like, I got little tiny bits and pieces. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Melody, Joanne, Jackie, Valerie, and anybody else that I might have missed. All right, so there's that. No, no, no. There we go. Pin. Okay, so the pattern that I'm working on is now pinned to the top. You think 20s are way too big, Mary? You thought, Melody, you thought 20 was big. Well, I have 20s and 18s sitting here. I think the 16 is a little too small. So I wasn't sure, should I do the dramatic jump to a 20 or should I go in the middle with 18? So I have them both here. So we're going to give that a, we'll see when I get to that part. It shouldn't take too long as I don't mess up too many times. And I have plenty of stitch markers sitting here. Carol says 18s. They don't have to have big eyes. You like 16 millimeter? Well, when they're the sinker eyes, you know, because it sinks in, they look smaller than what they really are. So there's always that issue. Let's see. '20s will make them sad and cuter looking. You're experienced in this matter, Heather. Oh boy. And then when the eyes sit on the front of the head like that and they're the offset pupil, which way do you guys point the pupil? Looking up, looking down, looking towards each other, you know, like it's cross-eyed, or, you know, which way do you guys go with the pupil? Make them cross-eyed? You say up, Elle? And you say up. See, I did this one with them going up, and he kind of looks mad. That's why I was asking. He just looked, but that could be because the eyes are so small that it looks mad. Rolling his eyes. Oh, I thought that was tomorrow, Carla. Okay, see, I'm already off. Yeah, it was the first round messed up. He's mad because his eyes are so tiny. Well, that's what I mean. It could be because they're small that it makes him look like he's mad. I don't know. But if you put too big eyes in it, then it won't stand up because the eyes are heavy and it'll make it knock over. Mary, sometimes I overthink a lot. Mary. Where's everybody at tonight? See, everybody got so used to me not being here on Friday night because I'm always at the market. I should have scheduled it. I was going to, and then I forgot. You're on your couch, Heather? It's too dark in my living room. You're at work, Amy? Hi, Patsy. You're preparing for a very long event tomorrow? Ugh. How long is very long? No, see, I can't talk and crochet at the same time. Two, increase one. So we might be doing this particular round a few times. You're finishing up stuff for your market tomorrow, 3 to 8. Noon to 10? Ouch, that is a long day. Making your first Myrtle the Turtle. You're gonna like that pattern. You're in your room. Put away crochet, hands hurt. Yep, that happens. You're sitting on a heating pad. Sciatica is painful today. I think that's painful any day. You just started following you a week ago. Love your videos, and this is your first live. Well, welcome, Rayanne. Hi, Melissa. You guys want to know what happened to me today? You're not going to believe this. So I get a message from one of Jenna's friends on Etsy. And last year, when my stuff was at the coffee dungeon, he saw the Sanderson sisters. Now he wants to know, can I make him another set? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, when do you need them by? He says the 20th. And I'm like, no can do. Or that wasn't today, it was yesterday, I'm sorry. I was like, no can do. And Jenna happened to stop by. So I told her to tell him to contact me through email because I can't tell him what I need to tell him through Etsy because I don't want to get kicked off. So Jennifer, the kittens are doing really good. They are doing really, really good. So she tells them to contact me through the email. And I'm like, first, I have to order colors because I don't have all the colors needed. And I just got a yarn order in. And I'm like, that'll take at least a week to get the yarn in. And I'm like, it would be more towards the first of the month before I could even get to it, probably. And he's like, that's okay, go ahead and order. And I'm like, no, not those. So I placed the order for the colors that I needed to do those. That's like I've been looking for the K-pop Demon Hunter Girls patterns, and I've seen a few. And the one that I really like how it looks, it's for lovies. And I'm like, and it's $20. So I'm like, do I want to do this? I don't want lovies, I want a doll. So then I find another one that looked decent, and it was a lovey too. And I'm going, what is it with the lovies? Why can't it just be a doll? Well, then Chastity and Designs, she put up a pattern for them. And you get all 3 of them. And instead of being $20 like the other ones, it's $12. But I'm like, I've done your dolls before. And they're hard. I don't want to buy your pattern. Don't you have 2 the center? No, Rachel, I sold those. I have to make the 3rd one, the one that got damaged, to take with me to market on November 7th because the person has already paid for it. So I already have that one to make, and I had enough of the colors needed to do that one. But now this would be like one more of each of them again. So I was excited to see that first set go, but oh. Once I start, it'll go quickly. Yeah, I don't know. Mama Cat and the kittens are doing really good. We finally figured out a way to get Mama Cat to actually use the litter box instead of having to let her outside, because I'm like, if we let her outside, she's going to get pregnant again, and then it's just going to be too much. So, I mean, we had a litter box set up, but she wasn't using it at all. So I looked online. It's like, how do you train an outside cat to use a litter box? So you had 2 options. You can put some of their poop in it. Nobody wants that stuff hanging around. Or you can get some dirt from outside, because that's what they're used to going into, and mix some dirt in it. And then as you change the box, you keep putting less and less dirt until it's just plain cat litter. And that worked. I was like, thank goodness. So she's using the cat box now. But she's already spoiled. John has got her so spoiled. She doesn't want to eat the dry food anymore. She only wants wet food. I know, I was shocked. I was like, please let her use the box. And I haven't caught her scratching on furniture yet. So hopefully that doesn't start to happen. Yes, Heather, the internet is good for something once in a while. Once in a great while it is. Do I think I'll keep her as a pet? I am not sure. I think after she's done taking care of her kittens, it would be like really cruel to put her back outside. So I don't know, if we can't find a home for her, I'll probably end up keeping her. Look at you, Mary. You have a K-Pop Hunters pattern in your favorites on Etsy by Sammy Garumi something. They just look small. I think I saw that one too. She can be my new mascot. I don't know, those kittens, they're cute. They are cute. Anybody looking for a kitten? One of them, one of the little gray ones, all around his mouth and his nose is white. And then his front paws, just the very tips of them, are white. And then his back paws, like the whole leg, it looks like he has hip boots on. It's so funny. And the other gray one, that's how you ended up with 8 cats, Beth. The other gray one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2 more. On its belly is white, and then it has lines on it of the gray color, and it looks like rib cages, the way the coloring is. Same way with the little darker black one. You're in Canada? Do you think we could sneak him across the border? They're cute. Probably next time, maybe Well, I guess that would be 3 weeks. They'd definitely be plenty old enough. I'll get them where I'm showing them live. Maybe Monday night, Heather. I can show them live. Because they are just so cute. Traveling Ponies doing them. Okay, I'll take a look. Yeah, Heather can come to visit and take the kitten back to Canada with her. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. One of them so far. Okay, is her, does she sell them on Etsy? Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if they're boys or girls. I think it might be 2 boys and a girl. And if that's the case, Mary had a great idea for names. So, because the mama kitty, we just call her Mama, Mama Kitty. And if it is 2 boys and a girl, Mary suggested Peter, Paul, and Mary. Both Etsy and her website? Okay, cool. See, Nathalie wants one. Heather. Do I have too many rows now? Did I go one too many, you guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I did. Why is it so hard to count rows with brights? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I made an extra round. Frogging again. This could take all night to do this. All right, so now we're at 2 singles and a decrease. Okay. Hi, Nancy. Let's see. Oh, you'll get to see the eyes, Heather, because that's coming up soon. We'll get that part done. What are we making? We are making a mallard that's supposed to look like this. But I've been frogging a lot. Yes, the pattern is linked up at the top in the chat. It's a free one off of Instagram. One I've had saved for a long time. I had to like scroll and scroll and scroll to find it. And I'm like, I know I saved one. Where is it? And finally I found it. All right, so when do we put the eyes in? Now it's single and a decrease. So I have a question for you guys. Is the eye tool on Amazon? This eye tool? Yes, it is on Amazon. I have it linked in Sunday's video, I think it was. I also have it linked in Heather's live. She has it linked, I should say. You made that mallard a long time ago? Really? Don't say that, Mary. Well, it'll be new for my customers, so maybe it won't take that long. Hey, everyone just coming into the chat. So I have this question, and you guys can tell me if I am being, like, petty about this. It bothers me when I watch someone else's channel and they show something that I know for fact that they've seen on someone else's channel, and they don't credit that channel with sharing it, like saying, oh, I saw this on so-and-so's channel, and, you know, it's made by this designer or whatever, but just, you know, they try to make it sound like they're the ones that found it, and they're the ones sharing it for the first time, and it just bothers me. Should it bother me or not? Just bothers me, because I just think you should give credit where credit is due. I don't know. Am I being petty about that? Tell me if I'm being silly, because I don't know. You don't think so, Heather? I think they should always give credit too. All right, so this round we're going to attach the wings. So it's one single. No, it happens too often. I mean, sometimes it's like you don't remember, and it's like, oh, I'll put that down in the description. I mean, that I understand, because I am horrible with names myself. But when it is constant, consistent, and it's not any one particular person. I've noticed several channels doing that, and I don't know, it just bugs me. You know, maybe it shouldn't, but it does. Okay, so that one's another increase. Single increase twice. Single increase twice. All right. She should, Heather. She certainly should. You agree? You agree, but it's not going to stop, so don't let it get to you. Yeah, I know it won't stop. It just bugs me. I mean, and I was just like, you know, am I just being petty about it? But I don't know. It's hard to say if they are doing it on purpose. Certain people, yes, they are. And some people know that it might not be intentional, but there are certain people that it is definitely intentional. Maybe newbies don't know about giving credit. Possibly. Oh, they should credit the person even if it's an idea, like you showing the can to show the size of the make. Tracy and I say we got the idea from you. Yeah. Yeah, even little things like that. Like, Heather showed me this eye tool. Like, this eye tool is like, a game changer. You would send a private message. Send a private message. I try to. I know there's been times when I'm like, I don't remember, like that front loop only trick with keeping your color patches straight. I'm almost positive I saw it on Instagram. And I mean, it was a couple of months ago. And if you don't save it, you're never finding it again if you don't know who the person is. But I mean, the only way I could give credit was to say that it was from someone else. It definitely was not my idea. I just thought it was a cool trick. Oh, I was just asking a question if I was being petty, because it bothers me when some of the other YouTubers see something on someone else's channel, and even though the pattern might be by a third party, they don't credit the channel that they saw that particular item on, and that they liked it so much they wanted to make it and share it too. But why don't they credit where they saw it? Type of thing. I don't know, it just bugs me. You found me because of the mini demi. See, and that one, I found that because of Christine at What's Up Cupcake. She's the person I saw show it, and I'm like, I have to have that. Well, say hello to your auntie. Okay, so now the other wing. You can vent to me anytime. I do, Heather. You and Mary both I vent to. So this time it's a single increase single. And then an increase. Okay, so then this one can get cut and tied. Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't even have to be like, oh, I showed it and so talked about it, but they didn't say that I showed it. Like, even if it was Heather that showed something, and then I saw Jane Doe show it, and I know that they watch Heather's channel, and Jane Doe didn't give Heather credit for discovering the pattern by whoever. I don't know. It just bugs me. So, people are disingenuous, won't be followed, and won't gather a true loyal following if they are doing stuff like that. I think it would eventually come back around. You would think, but I mean, it just happens a lot. And it bugs me. Let's see, I would have to write it down as soon as I saw it, or I will never remember who to credit. I am the same way. I have a hard time remembering. I have to, if I don't bring a list to the table with me, then it's like, oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. I will link it in the description. I have remade stuff you have made because it was adorable, but sure wouldn't say that was my idea. I get where you are coming from. Yeah. It's, you know, and they're like, you know, it's not like it's my pattern and they're not saying where to buy the pattern, or I don't know, it just bugs me. I just think they should, if they see someone else did it and they liked it enough to make them want to do it, they should say, I saw so-and-so make this, and the pattern is by this person, and you can get it here or there or wherever. I don't know. I'm probably just being petty. All right, you guys, it is time for the eyes, I think. Yes, it is time for the eyes. So now we have to decide, do we want to do 20 millimeter or 18 millimeter? Myrtle the Turtle is Chastity Ann Designs turtle. Yes, it is. And Heather, to my knowledge, was the first one that was making it on YouTube. And she convinced me to get it. And now I see tons of people on YouTube making it. Because it is a nice pattern. And, you know, somebody else may have made it before Heather, but Heather was the first person I saw make it. Making what? Oh, no. I'm not being specific about a pattern. It's just a trend I've kind of noticed lately. All right, so let's see. And what color eyes do we want to give this mallard? That one's a 20. How do you credit a designer at the craft show? If people are asking me questions about it, I tell them. Most of the time I remember. If I don't remember the name, I just say it's a paid pattern. But most of the ones, like if it's something that I make a lot, I usually do remember who the designer is. Especially if they have an easy name. All right, I'm just going to go with gold again. And that was funny. I was looking for the color discs for the 18 millimeters, couldn't find them anywhere. And then I'm like, well, I can try 20s, and I stuck the color discs in the 20 millimeter bag. Let's see, where did I get my gloves? Yes, I did get them on Amazon. There's a ton of them. They're compression gloves. Right, what do I have? Yes, I do. Sorry, these are all stuck together. I don't mean to keep looking down. Woo, totally different tones of gold. I think regardless if it's a free pattern or a paid pattern, you are still required to credit the pattern designer. Well, yeah, if people ask, I'll tell them, you know, or if I can't think of the names, like it's a paid pattern that I got on Etsy, or it's a free pattern that came from Instagram, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, you always should give credit. Nobody ever asks at a show. Usually I get, did you make all of these? Yes, that's true. Once in a while, I'll get someone that'll ask if they're all my own pattern, and I tell them no. Some of them, a few of them are my own pattern. Most of them are paid, and some are free off of Instagram. So these go 6 and 7, 5, 6. That one's, is this green or gold? That is green. I guess I didn't have any gold ones on the 20s. People who post about patterns and don't credit the designer. Okay, so now they're not snapped in. 18 or 20. They're not pushed all the way in yet either, because, you know, that would require snapping it in place because it's going to sneak in. 20, 20, 20. How are you going with your Kindle covers? I have not taken those to market with me. Mary, I think you're outvoted. Oops, here comes a few 18s. Most people are saying 20. All right, I'm going to do a 20 on this one. Then I will make another one, probably not tonight, but I will make another one and show it in Sunday's video, and then we can decide should they be done in 18s or 20s, because I definitely think the 16s were too small. And now we got to try and see if I can space them out enough so that there's room for a beak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round 6 and 7. Okay. I use 16s on your little kittens. Yep, 16 in the colored eyes, the synchro eyes, not in black, because that would just look huge. Pupils up or facing in towards each other. Yes, Jackie. Yarn under makes them a little smaller, but your stitch is tighter. You're not going to see holes. In. Okay. That is definitely not even. Let me come over one more. It's my fault you're late, Kathy, because I didn't schedule. That's about as even as it's going to look. Now let's see if I can fit this tool inside this little head. Yes, and it does look neater too. Okay. That was easy. Are you still facing inward? Yes, you are. Well, this face is kind of flat. I mean, the best one to use these on is like a turtle. The way, because the eyes are on the sides. You know, a pattern that's like that. God, they go in so easy. Okay, so now he looks mean with his, everything's all scrunched in. Let's give him some stuffing. So I was watching Tammy at Crafty Mompreneur. I know I didn't say that right. I can't pronounce the normal way, the normal word. And she did a teal video. She had some really cute stuff she did with the teal. Bigger was better. Okay. Should I go ahead and put his beak on it so we can really get a good look at it? Oh, that was Shannon's new dragon. She did. That turned out really pretty. Always super tight, so there is no way I can do yarn under. Go up a hook size. Hi, Avery. So, should I give him his beak so we can see what it's going to look like with the beak? And would you do yellow or orange? I was struggling with adding eyelashes, etc. to the safety eyes. The backs get in the way. Yes. Put the eyelashes in first. Someone on YouTube say do the eye detail before adding the backs. Yes. I've told a few people to do that. Heather says yellow. I see orange, orange, yellow or orange. This is what he looks like with yellow. It's your tension. Just ordered safety eye tool, $55 from Amazon in Australia. What? They're $15. Everybody's saying yellow, so we're going to do yellow. Let's just put it in there while we're at this point and see how it's going to look with those big old eyes that you guys made me make him look cross-eyed. So on that first one, I tried doing surface crochet to give it, you know, a beak that sticks out a little bit. I couldn't make it look right. I probably frogged that out 3 or 4 times, and I was like, oh, the heck with it. Let me just sew it on. And that's not even. So he doesn't look too bad with those big eyes. I think you guys chose a good size. The beak makes a difference. Those big eyes look good. See, Mary? They look good. You guys made up my mind for me in the right direction. Now, I wouldn't use 20s if I was doing this out of Parfait Chunky because that would be all eye with no head. Okay. Now we're switching to brown. Right? Yeah, because it was only one round of white. And then, yep. Oh, I just pulled my stitch out. That wasn't good, and that was an increase. Okay. Yes, Lisa, $14.99 is it because they have it on sale. It's normally like $17.99. Twisted your rubber arm, Heather. Just bugs me that there is such a large difference in price. I find it like shocking at the difference in the prices from the different websites. So 2 and an increase. Like Heather she sent the link to me by mistake on Instagram. She was sending it to someone that needed the Canadian link, and I didn't realize it was a Canadian link, and I was like, oh my God, they doubled the price, and she's laughing at me because that wasn't meant for me. But I was like, they've sold so many because we're talking about it that they doubled the price, but no, they're still $14.99. Question for everyone in the chat. Do you prefer canvas style patterns where it looks cute or printer friendly or both? I prefer printer friendly because it's easier to look at. Let's see. It's over $30 in Canada on Amazon. I know, it's crazy. You use your phone or iPad for all pattern files, so I don't ever use the printer-friendly version. But that's just, well, I mean, the Canva ones, they're pretty. You know, I mean, they are aesthetically pleasing, but it can be distracting if they get too carried away. I put creepy eyes in a myrtle, Mary, so warning on Sunday's video. Oh no. You guys, if you didn't watch the one live, I think it was last week, not this past Monday, but the one before on Heather's channel. And Heather was getting on me about using those creepy eyes, the ones with the white pupils, and I don't like them. But she won't do any people, so she was saying she'll have me using the creepy eyes by 2028, and I'm like, that's 2 years. And then I was like, well, I'll make a deal with you. If you crochet a people, I will put the creepy eyes in something. So she has purchased her pattern. She is not telling me what it is though, but she has purchased her pattern. So now I have to order some creepy eyes so that I can make something with the creepy eyes, but I'm not allowed to make a snake. So I have to pick something else. So it's a little challenge. We'll see. I can't wait to see what she picked. She's being so secretive. Yeah, they just, I don't know. Especially the white pupil. Maybe on a zombie. It's going to be a doozy. Is it big? Then I'd never have to use them. Oh my goodness. All right, 4 rounds. I mean, they do kind of look okay on the snake, but I don't know. You bought red eyes for rats. Did you get them small enough? I mean, because I think I used 12mm eyes on my rats. Beth. I forget there's a delay, sorry. Hi, Sandra. Check out AQ Crochet Patterns, Robin. She's got some cute Halloween plushies that would be good for creepy eyes. Nope, I'm not making any more Halloween stuff other than the orders that I have. One that's paid for that I have to make, and then I have an order for the 3 Sanderson sisters. But I'm not making any more this year because I haven't sold them. Like, I bought the package from Poggy's Place of all the little, you know, it's like got a little mummy and a pumpkin guy and a Dracula and all that. Haven't sold a single one. Yes, 3 sizes on Amazon come in the same pack. Cool. I'll have to look. since I'm going to have to order creepy eyes anyways. Yeah, because if you're going to do a white rat, you definitely need pink or red eyes for it, I think. So that's one. What about a shark? What about a shark? With red eyes? Oh, that's a good idea for the creepy eyes. That's a real good idea, a shark. That would probably look pretty cool. Or a deep sea creature, the dark naturally turns their eyes white. Anchor. Anchor would look good with those, you think? Well, now you guys got me thinking. See, we need to talk about this stuff more often, you guys. You're giving me ideas. I have to take notes or I'll forget. Shark. Yeah, it'll be interesting. So whenever Heather makes her people, and so we decided that when she shows her whatever person it is that she makes, then that'll be the same day I show whatever I make in a creepy eye. So an anglerfish. Well, I'm going to have to order them in a package, so this is good because it'll give me ideas of something to use them up on. What are you making? What kind of pattern are you designing? How about Mother's Day Man Mama Stitchetti? You mean Mothman? Oh. I don't know, like Mothman. That's what I thought you meant. Is the anchorfish the one that is in the very bottom? The angler, I think that's the one that has the little light thing. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Spell check. You know what, Kristen, I can sit there and I can read it and I have the right word in it, and as soon as I hit send, that darn phone changes my word. It did it like 4 times in a row. I kept trying to correct it, and each time it was changing it, and I was like, oh my gosh. Gonna have to put spaces in between the letters. When you're working on designing a sitting Christmas tree pattern with legs. That one sounds interesting. Bookmark buddies. It's pets, so cats, dogs, ferrets, and a bunny. They're made in skinny chenille, so skinny chenille. I don't have skinny chenille. I have velvet that's kind of skinny. That's 3, so 1 more. The fish with the light bob in the front, yep. don't know. I made that one blobfish. That was like ugly. It's like, that's only a face a mother could love, because that thing was, I haven't taken it to market. It's so, it's ugly. Am I thinking of designing any new patterns? Not right now. I am too busy. I have, what, one more market this month. Then I have 3 in November and 3 in December. And that is going to keep me busy. Here go those ads again. Now, is that an ad that's just popping up on your chat? Or is it in the video? Okay, I just had one pop up on my chat. Your son asked for a blobfish for his birthday? Well, I've seen some cute ones, but I tried a free one off of Instagram, and it was a Mom Stitchetti pattern. There was a couple of rounds that I was confused on, so I may have made it wrong, but I didn't care for it. You should make a Christmas-themed nibbles when it's time. What would I give them? A candy cane? And then it's just like an accessory. So, I don't know. It covers it. Yeah, that's what mine does. It'll pop up on there and covers up the chat. Okay, the next round we get the feet. So we got to pay attention to this round. So our feet are even. 2 singles and a decrease times 2. And then 1 single and a bobble. So you guys know how to get a clean color change on your bobble stitch? Stripe his overalls in red and white. Yeah, but still, that's just like doing a modification. That's not coming up with a new pattern. Oh, a mod pack for nibbles. Now that could be an idea. That could be an idea. Just come up with a little bunch of little things, you know, instead of the cookie, you know, like maybe a strawberry or blueberry or whatever. But that's a real good idea. You could make a bat with the creepy eyes. Yep. But anyways, give him some cheese. So, if you guys don't know how to do a clean color change when you're doing a bobble stitch for legs, if you make a slip knot, leave your first yarn on the hook, and then put it on with the slip knot, and that slip knot's going to count as your yarn over, and pull it through like you are normally crocheting, but don't go through, you know, keep the brown one on there. I can't crochet in that position. 3, 4. So when you have as many double crochets as you're going to put on there, then switch back to your main color and pull it through. And then when you do your next round, you're not going to see the color change part on there. Have y'all seen Sphinx Crochet's new mini animal bundles? I have not. Maybe a Thanksgiving and Christmas mod pack. They're cute. I love when she uses fuzzy yarn. So then after the bobble is a decrease, of course. And a single. And another bobble. Sylveon has white eyes. Okay. Yes, Heather, I am pretty sure that's where I learned it too, was that little itty bitty one for me. Yours come out a good size. Mine come out like this big. You have a question for all that use Square for payments at markets. I'm wanting to do markets but never use Square. Okay. Oh, add. So you can start off using Square for free. They'll even send you the kind of thing that plugs into your phone. Your first one is free, then after that you have to pay for them. So like my very second market, my phone was sent crashing to the floor and it broke the piece that inserts into the phone, so I had to buy another one. And so I still have that, plus then later on I bought one of the tap readers. I like it now that I've put my inventory in it, given it a SKU number so that I just have to punch that number in and it pulls it up. Because when I first tried it, I put inventory in there with pictures and everything, and then I couldn't remember what I named stuff. And then I just started punching in dollar amounts because I was so confused. It was taking me way too long. So doing it the other way, giving it a SKU number and writing that on my price tag, you know, like start with 001 or 100. And then you just punch in 100 and it pulls the item up. You tap the item and then you get to keep track of it. And I'm still using the free version because I'm not paying $89 a month. Decrease again. Two singles and a decrease. And it will work off of your mobile data as well as Wi-Fi. So you don't have to be at a market that has Wi-Fi, as long as you get a cell phone signal. And you can do offline transactions, but then you never know if the person's credit card is good or not. But in a pinch, you could do it that way. Have you ever had anything go bad using Square? Not yet, other than not being able to get the reader to connect, or, you know, I've had a couple of issues like that, but that's on me not being able to use technology. That's not an issue with Square. Nibbles, cheese, candy cane, Easter egg, and presents. These are all good ideas. Let's see, cheese. You've been using Square for 3 years and only had one person challenge a purchase. I, knock on wood, have not had that happen yet. And your credit card chargebacks, that would break my heart. I tried to get the free one that plugs into your phone, but you can no longer get those from the Canadian website. Walmart sells them. You can go into Walmart and get the kind that plugs into your phone for $10. Like, you don't even have to wait for Square to send it to you, because obviously the app is free. You just download that. And so now we got single and a decrease. We are almost finished with this bird, you guys. I have 2 rounds left. Amazon sells them, yep. You're going to want the tap one anyways. It is a better way to go, but if you don't have the money to spend right away, start off with the other kind, because you can take tap on your phone. It has something when you're on the Square website where you can do, it does something, and it, like, you download something and it'll tap on your phone. Just doing this as a hobby, not a business, but no one carries cash anymore. I agree. No, I get so many people ask me, do you take cash? It's like, heck yeah, cash is king. I'd rather you give me cash, you know, then I'm not having to pay card fees and stuff. But I get very little cash compared to how many people pay with card. They don't have a plug-in version for my phone, so I got the tap and chip one. What kind of phone? Android or iPhone? Okay. We gotta stuff his body. Tap on the phone, much easier. The only thing, I would rather be able to use my iPad, because I can't see my phone. It's so, and I have fat fingers. When I try to hit the buttons, I always hit the wrong thing. Use tap to pay at your market. Just turn on NFC on your phone. NFC, okay? I don't know what that is, but I will look. QR code for Venmo. I signed up for Zelle, I think it is, not Venmo. And I got to use it at one market, and then I switched phone carriers because the company I had before was awful, and I couldn't even get a mobile signal at this one market that's like a really good market, and I was stressing out because I couldn't make the stuff work for me. And when I switched phone carriers, Zelle said, nope, you can't do it. I'm sure I just have to like reapply or whatever. I don't even know how, if it was through my bank or how I don't know how I did it, but I have to try and figure out how to get it back. Not that I've had anyone else ask, but I did, like when the wasn't getting a signal or anything like that, people were asking, well, do you do Zelle or Cash App? And I was like, I don't need to keep track of money in that many different places. You've never had a Square, and anyone who says they only have card always comes back with cash or Venmo to pay. Mary doesn't, she doesn't take credit card either. She just Venmo, cash, and there's something else. I don't remember what she said she uses, but she doesn't do credit card. But I think you cost yourself business if you don't take credit cards. That's just my opinion. Hi, Marie. We're on the last round. And it's only been an hour and 15 minutes. See, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay. Do you think I should get Square too? that's a lot of options, but like with Square, you can do the Apple Pay on Square, and I think Venmo and PayPal would be totally separate. And then it's, do young people even use PayPal these days? Isn't that like an older thing for people my age? I don't know. Whenever they do it with tap, especially if it's the Apple Pay through their phone, and they just tap that reader, it amazes me how fast it is. You're 27 and you use PayPal? Okay. I'm just like, I don't know. eBay used to be super, super popular. I hardly ever go on eBay anymore. It just seems like all that kind of stuff that's been around for a long time is kind of like going away. Okay, let me sew his hole closed. Venmo is a PayPal company. Okay. Let's see, just joining and have been wanting to ask you, whose pattern is the chicks in the eggs that you make? Heather, who makes the chick in the egg pattern? See, that's one I can't remember the name. When I hear it, I know it, but just to think of it off the top of my head. Any video that I have shown the chick and the egg in, the pattern is linked. And that would be the same for Heather. Cozy something. Heather's going to look for you. Yeah, if Heather's shown the chick and the egg in a video, she has it linked in hers too. PayPal is the only thing you will use. See, I like PayPal still. I use PayPal for a lot of things. Like, that's how I pay for Netflix and Hulu. I have them take it out of PayPal because I don't think all that many businesses need to know my bank account number. So I just have it all go to one place. I think Cozy Buckeye does a different pattern. It's not her own pattern. It's a different one than the one that Heather and I use. I think hers is a lot bigger. Okay. He's done. I think the big eyes look cuter. What do you guys think? Do I have any good weenie dog patterns? There's a couple of them. I've tried 3 different patterns. 2 are small. Hold on. So I have them right here because I haven't priced them and put them away yet. So you have this one, which is fairly easy. That's not the pattern that I use. I don't know if that's Cozy Buckeye pattern that she uses. Cozy Hooked Creations is the designer of the chicken egg pattern. So I did this one, and then this is one that I just tried this past week. It comes with the little bag, and this one has like shape to the foot. It's not a bobble stitch like this one is. Plus it has a neck. It's not just the head sewn on the body. So now this one, of course, is faster and more market friendly. Louis and Berg. That, I think, is the one. Louis and Berg is the one that Cozy Buckeye uses. So there's those, and then I had a bigger one, but I sold it already, so I can't show you, and it's a rose and lily pattern. And it's like kind of close. The head looks life-size, the body doesn't, but it's bigger. I need something in between those two sizes. Heather, isn't that the one where the bottom of the egg is part of the chick? And you changed it because you didn't like that? So you bought the other one? Such a delay in the chat. I'm pretty sure that if that's the one that you had at first, the bottom of the egg was part of the chick. And you didn't care for that, and that was why you switched. No, it was another one I bought that I didn't like too many rounds to the chick. Okay. Well, am I confusing you with someone else? I don't know how that would be possible. So I may or may not have enough of this color to do another one, but I have another skein. So if I start this and get low, I can get into the other one. The RS pattern is just like the ones you make. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It seems that somebody was did a pattern, and the egg was like the bottom part of the chick. I don't know. So you freehand a lot of your plushies and want to get into pattern designing. What do you recommend on how to get started? Well, you write one and get it tested. And then if you don't have a big following, like on Instagram and all that, then you're going to want to get people that do have bigger followings so that they show the item after they made it and helped you make any corrections. Like, does the pattern flow easily? Did you misspell anything? Do your numbers add up? And then just, kind of go from there. You just kind of have to take a leap of faith and do it. But you do need to have a public crochet Instagram account. People love their Instagram for the crochet stuff. Oh, you're welcome. So I don't think that I have time to set, well, I could. I have all kinds of time because I don't have to be anywhere. But I can't hold you guys up while I make a whole other one of these because this took way too long doing it while trying to read and chat. That pattern is chunk plush patterns that where half of the egg is part, or yeah, the bottom part of the egg is part of the chick. That RS one is, you've never tried it. So you bought one and never tried it? I thought you didn't do that. That just takes time, Marie. You'll just keep posting your videos and stuff, and I will be the first one to admit I am horrible with Instagram. I make something every day. Do you think I could take the time to take a picture and post a picture or whatever on Instagram every day? No. It just, I don't think about it. I am so bad with Instagram. Cozy Hooked Creations is the designer, and the pattern says RS got you hooked at the end of the pattern. Okay. Never noticed that. When do you plan to take the large pillow cat to market? The big stuff behind me there, there's the octopus, the dragon. I'm in the way. Trying to move, you guys. So you got the octopus here, the dragon, and the big pillow cat. They're going to start going November 7th. And even then, I am so hesitant to take it to the hub because those kids mess with everything, and I would just have a heart attack if they like dumped it on the ground or played tug of war with it, or just, I would just, no. But yeah, that's November 7th is when those are going to go. And those 3 will probably take up a whole bag all on its own. Did you get a new chair? It's not red. This is my chair that I sit at the other desk at, and I brought this out here because it has arms so that I wouldn't be leaning on the table and shaking the table. Don't take the... Yeah, Mary, I don't want to take them there. I am like super paranoid to take them there. They don't care if you put it up high. They climb the stuff. I did that with the car swings. I had them on a spinner rack on the table. But for my own sanity at that market, I bought these coffee cup holder things that slide onto a shelf. And I hang them second shelf from the top, you know, so that they're still eye level for adults, on a double stacked bookcase, and they still try to pull on them. But it's not as bad as it was when it was on that spinner rack. I was just, for my own sanity, I had to, because I was ready to strangle some kids. Let's see, I bought it from Etsy when Cozy Hooked Creations, and when I printed it out, it says made by R.S. Got You Hooked at the bottom of the pattern, which does seem strange. I've never heard anybody say anything about that pattern, like if it was a stolen pattern or not. That does seem weird. I have not noticed that. I'll have to look next time I open up the pattern. And because I'm not scared to ask them, did you design this? You know, or try looking up the RS Got You Hooked and see what you find. A little girl pulled your huge 3-foot bluey down by its legs. Oh my gosh. Mary, you had to be having a heart attack when that happened. So I know that was painstakingly annoying to make that one. You guys, you should see this thing. It is literally bigger than a bed pillow. It's huge. It is absolutely huge. It's the same person? Okay. Post a note that says, no touching unless you intend to buy. They don't read. They don't read at all. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It does help a little bit when I put my signs up that says, you know, they're handmade, please be gentle. You know, our plushies like a soft touch. You know, all those cute little sayings that someone helped me out with. I don't remember the subscriber, but I pinned it to the top of that video when we were talking about after my first market there, because I mean, it was bad. I mean, I had a headache when I got there, which probably exaggerated it, but these kids were awful. They don't read the grocery store. No, they don't. They don't read anywhere. What happened to all your signs? I still have them. Just sometimes you get lazy and don't put them up. I have them with me every time I go, and I should put them out. You have a market today, so I have to get some sleep tonight from the UK. Oh, well, good night. I hope you have a great market. But yeah, I mean, the signs do help some, but it doesn't prevent it all. You just did a past market for a Halloween event, and the kids' hands... Oh, stupid ad. for sticky, and the parents weren't even saying anything. They were letting, oh yeah, they don't. You get some parents that will insist that that child does not touch, and you learn to appreciate that type of parent. And then you get other parents that are standing there with their mixed drink or their beer and just swirling it around and having conversation with another adult while their kids are just rampaging your booth. You make a standing flamingo with long straight legs, and the amount of times the poor thing is forced to sit or do the splits is insane. Oh my gosh, that would make me crazy. That would just make me crazy. You're a quiet watcher, finally saying hi. Well, hi, Eileen. Don't be shy. I know. I don't know what the deal is with that. And it doesn't do it on the computer. It does it on my iPad. So, and I don't really watch videos on my phone very often, so I don't know if it does it on that or not. Touches everything, buys nothing. That's how they are. Pick it up. They pick it up from here, and they put it back over here. And, oh. You feel like yelling at people in my videos? I feel like yelling at people in my videos. Sometimes you have to say something. Don't let them abuse you or your stuff. You have a community event tomorrow for expectant parents. My new job has a booth, and they are introducing the new midwives, your best friend and myself, and you're a little nervous. Are you selling your plushies there? Got to get up at 5 a.m. for market tomorrow. Oh my goodness, that's too early, Heather, too early. But it'll be 6 here when you're getting up at 5. Just say please stop or don't touch. Well, sometimes it takes more than that. But yeah, it's like if I see that they're eating food or, you know, candy or anything like that, and I think their hands might be sticky, I just flat out tell them they are not allowed to touch anything because they have sticky hands. Or like if they're eating candy, I'll say, you have candy fingers, so you can't touch the plushies because you'll get them dirty. Am I the only one that gets super annoyed when they put something back where it doesn't go? No, you're not. I don't like that either. I have to get up and fix it. I hate when they put a more expensive in a cheaper bin. That is one benefit to having a price tag on everything. Although it's a pain in the butt to do, it's nice. Plus, you know, I have John with me, and if I have to run off to the restroom, he'll bring up a transaction if someone comes in. If there's no price on it, he'll sell it for $5. Doesn't matter what it is, he'll sell it for $5. Yeah, that's pretty gross too, Crafty Corner. No plushie sales. We're teaching labor and birth techniques. I would be nervous about that. Now I feel really guilty for picking up and touching a pickle at Heather's Market last weekend. Did you have sticky fingers? As long as you didn't have sticky fingers and you put it back where you got it, you have nothing to feel guilty about. And sometimes the adults are worse than the kids. They were clean. See? Then don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. But yeah, sometimes the adults are worse than the kids when it comes to the touching and putting the stuff back where they didn't find it. It gets real stressful sometimes, especially at the hub. And I'm supposed to peppermint cookie for nibbles. A Santa hat for nibbles. I forgot what I was saying. I totally forgot what I was saying because I stopped to write down that suggestion. Must not have been too important. So, hold a tiny Christmas stocking. There you go. That's another one. Now, I don't know that, yeah, I have present on the list. I don't know that I have time to do all that. A plate with cookies on it for nibbles. A plate. So you have to get it just right so the cookies don't fall off. I'll write it down. Oh, there's another one. You could call it that, Heather. You could definitely call it that. It can't, yep, I have candy cane on the list. I have cheese, candy cane, Easter egg, presents, a peppermint cookie, a Santa hat, a Christmas stocking, and a plate. A bag of weed. Mary! Nibbles doesn't mess around with Mary Jane. Just give them a whole joint. A heart for Valentine's. There you go. A wreath. Okay. Is this your pattern that you're talking about? Yes. Nibbles, the country mouse, he has a cookie that goes with them. These are like suggestions to make a modification pack so that he can hold something other than a cookie. A flower for spring. Yep. 4-leaf clover. I was going to write fleef. Leaf, L-E-A-F. Holding a Christmas wreath. A rainbow. A small pumpkin. Okay. Pumpkin. We seem to be getting the same ads. Mine, you reach up to do, yeah. Yep, got a clover. Shotgun for hunting. No. How about a fishing pole for fishing? No guns. Dead grass in a small Ziploc bag. Heather. Flag for 4th of July. A girlfriend? Yeah, you can just put a dress on it instead of overalls. Green pants and a candy cane in his hand. See, I put a little ball on 2 of mine and they both sold. Oh, like it's playing ball? That's a good idea. A big carrot, pumpkin, backpack for school, a book. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's going to have to be an expensive modification pack if I used every one of these. A pet kitty. Oh, that's cute. That is cute. What size eyes do you use for Myrtle made with Bernat and a 6mm hook? I don't use Bernat, but I use Brights with a 6mm. I like to use a 22mm for that, but I'm out of those, so I've been using 20s, and 20s look good. I prefer the 22mm, but 20s do look good. Fishing pole, fishing hat, and a fish. If you give a mouse a cookie and you're going to put it with it. Yep. A heart. Got that on the list. Several mod packs. 25 or 30. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to Heather on that. You won't be able to get any stuffing in that head. That's Nancy. I did the book in glasses for him when it first came out, and it was the first one sold. I bought the glasses, Nancy, and I still haven't tried that. What dachshund dog in a bag pattern was crazy? Took me all day to figure it out. Because it was, oh, here's the instructions, and then it was like 3 or 4 pages of let's break down the instructions on the previous page. But the next time you make it, you'll breeze right through it. The pattern calls for 10mm eyes. That's too small. But I think that was done with Parfait Chunky. And yeah, no, 10mm would be way too small. Put some big cute eyes on it. At least a 20mm. Cowboy hat or farmer hat. Yep. A cup of coffee. Y'all have a lot of faith in me that I can come up with all these shapes. Seasonal modifications. A bong. Oh my gosh. You must hang out with Mary. Parfait Chunky and a 5mm hook. Even that with a 5mm, because that's what I use with Parfait Chunky. 10mm is really small for that. Another ad. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, it is, how about Stacy's tumbler pattern? Well, you could use that with it. I could not use Stacy's pattern in a modification pack. Even if I was giving it away for free, I don't think that would be proper. You know, but if I was making modification packages to sell, then I definitely couldn't do that. I think I would just want a seasonal holiday pack. You could do the unique ones in a separate mod pack. Yeah, that's a good idea. But anyways, yeah, I keep losing my train of thought. So it must be break time. Snowflake and mittens. I have another request that came through on Etsy, and I still have to answer them back because I have to check out a few things before I can say yes or no. But they wanted a specific thing, which I think I have a good pattern to use it on, but then there's parts of it I would have to make up on my own. And it's a really cute idea. And it's like, well, maybe I should just, but I don't know when she needs it by. Maybe I should just like do my own thing and not use the other pattern. Like make my own so that it all works and flows together. Sand pail and shovel, that's another good idea. You guys, you're gonna have me busy. Graduation. That might be a good one. Yes, they could go with any animals. Snowflake and mittens. You guys all have your thinking caps on tonight. This is awesome. But I am going to have to say, I have somebody every year ask me if I have graduation cap to put on any of the animals. See, I keep getting distracted. I'm going to have to say goodnight, you guys, because I am on my own, and John did not cook me dinner, so I have to fend for myself tonight. So I'm going to see what kind of leftovers are in the fridge. and just warm something up. And it's like really late. I know I shouldn't eat this late, but I had a very late lunch. I wasn't hungry until now. You've had to do loads of graduation frogs? Frogs. Frogs don't do well for me. And I like making them. Ice cream, yes, ice cream. An ice cream cone. First time catching you live. It's been fun watching you and reading chat. Good night. All right, you guys. Good night. We will see you in a video on Sunday. That's not going to be a market recap. And then live with Heather on Heather's channel on Monday night. And that time, I'm not sure if I think we're doing it at 7 Eastern, 8 her time. But anyways, good night, you guys.